Hey guys, I know I'm a minute late, but welcome to my live at 5, where I'm going to show you my new products that I am totally stoked about. You all know that I'm a crafter. I make all different kinds of things, and I wanted a Cricut or Cricut really bad so I could personalize all of my items. But I found something that not only can I personalize my items, but I can also, if I mess up with the Cricut, the vinyl is permanent. There's nothing I can do. I waste that piece of vinyl. So it's kind of a lost project. You gotta toss it away, right? Well, I found something that if I was to mess up on, I can just wipe off and redo, or I can make it permanent. So let me show you a couple things here. With Chalkin, I am a new designer with their program. I originally just wanted it for my own personal crafting, but I had so many people interested in learning about it that I thought that I would just become a designer. So one of the things I got in my startup designer kit was this beautiful chalkboard frame. So if I was to make a photo with the Cricut vinyl and put it on something like this, it'd be permanent, and I'd have to, like if it was a Christmas item or any holiday, I'd have to put it away for the season. The good thing about these is I can just wipe it off and put on another chalk design for the next holiday or season, or change up my decor without changing up my photo frames. So in the long run, it saves me a lot of money. So I'm going to start and show you how that this is done. This is our Aiden frame, and I have already fuzzed and prepped my transfer. We get these stencil transfers to use, and there's so many options to choose from. You're not limited. I have already fuzzed it, but I will show you how to do that on my very last project. I'm going to start from beginning to end. So I'm just going to take this off. And then, so it says hugs and kisses there. I'm just going to place it on my chalkboard surface and kind of smooth it out so all of the lettering is pushed down. I have used this one before, so it's not as sticky as a brand new transfer would be. And let's go ahead. I'm going to use my, what is this, raspberry sorbet color. It's a nice pink color, perfect for Valentine's Day. So we just kind of want to stir it up. And then use our little squeegee here. I don't know if you guys can see this, or if I need to adjust. Hi Nancy, hi Cynthia. Thank you guys for logging in and watching. So what I'm going to do is just grab some paste off of here. So I got a nice little glob, and I'm just going to lay this down on my transfer and kind of use a squeegee motion, or wiping motion, like you're washing off a windshield, honestly. And it doesn't matter which way you do it. You can do it back and forth, up and down. I'm kind of still trying to find my technique and what works best for me. This is pretty easy to do. I had my 8-year-old daughter do a couple little things, and she was fabulous at them, so I'll show you those afterwards. And then at the end, it doesn't matter if you get too much chalk, because you can just scrape it off and wipe the excess off into your jar to use for a later date. Set this down, and so I have my transfer. I'm just going to pull it on the edge and pull it up here. And you want to wash the transfers off fairly quickly, because they have a use of, I believe it's 8 to 10 times, or 8 to 10 to 12 times, something like that, pending the surfaces that you're applying them to. I know one of the designers said that she was able to use one of her transfers 54 times. So that's 54 different projects that she could do. So here is that finished transfer project. I can hang this up for Valentine's Day. I can add some little embellishments or little transfers around. I have this one. We do have some little hearts that come with it too, and you can do different colors. I could have done this in 2 different colors. I have a project here that I have done in 2 different colors, and I did an overlay. If you do overlay the colors, you want to make sure that the first chalking color is completely dry so you don't pull it up. This is a project that I'm working on. I have to finish it with a bow. You can see I use the 2 colors in the and 2 colors here. And then I did an overlay of the hearts up top. This is not a reusable surface, the Chalk Couture or chalkboard ones, and you'll kind of find out which ones are reusable, which ones are not, depending on how you prep your projects. Let me get that out of the way here. But do you see how nicely and perfect that came out? So if I had messed up, wanted to redo it, all I'd have to do is use a little warm water. And they do have eraser pads through Chalk Couture, but I don't have those yet, and so I'm just using Mr. Clean Magic Erasers. I mean, they're what, $1 or something at the store for 2 of them. So I just cut one in half and I'll use that. So let's go ahead and set this aside so it can dry. Our next surface here I want to show you is this cute little chalkboard that is also a Chalk Couture chalkboard. It has 2 different ways it can go. It can go up like this in the holder. You can paint your base to match your decor, or you can put it sideways. So we're going to use it sideways today because that's the transfer that I have. And I've already prepped my transfer to make it just a little easier for you guys to see. Hopefully. It looks like I got that a little too sticky, so let's hope this works, or fuzzy. Let's hope this works. And if it doesn't, and you don't like how it turns out, the good thing about these is I can just wash it, dry it, and redo it. So we have our Stay Cozy. And let's go ahead and do that one in blue. So I have this colonial blue that came with my designer kit. And you want to wipe your squeegees off or wash them off in between unless you have multiple. I unfortunately am waiting for my shipment, so I only have the one. So let me go ahead and wipe it off with a baby wipe. You can use any wipe, warm water, a washcloth, whatever you have on hand, but I went and bought some baby wipes just in case I was to get stuff on my fingers. I can wipe them off without it transferring to my designs. Just makes it a little easier that I don't have to get up, go wash my hands, come back to my project. So I've already stirred my blue earlier just to kind of prep. So I'll go blue and I'll go across my board here. And it looks like I didn't get quite enough on there, so I can just grab a little more to keep going. And what I really love about this is that it's super simple, easy to use, multiple transfers, and if I mess up, I can wipe off and redo it. I don't have to start my project all over again, which is definitely a bonus for me, being on a slimmer budget than some people. So let me just go ahead and wipe that off because I'm doing a different color next time. So let's pull my transfer up here. And like I said, I buzzed this one extra so I can definitely tell, because you can see all the fuzzies on the back of that. But once I wash this off, the stickiness kind of goes away, but as soon as you wash it, it'll come back. So there's my Stay Cozy, and I can do this in 2 different colors. There's multiple transfer sizes. You can use smaller things. Hi, Amber. So that is another Chalk Couture surface. Sticks in the holder just like that, and then I can display that anywhere I want. And then, you know, if it's summertime, you don't really, you know, you can still stay cozy in the summer, but mostly winter. I can wipe this off with a little bit of water. Actually, it's still a little damp, but I just want to show you how easy it is just to wipe off and start over. So with my baby wipe. You can use warm water and a sink. So look, it just wipes right off. I'm not going to finish wiping it off, but you get the point. Wipes right off, let it dry, redo your transfer. The great thing about these little boards is they're double-sided, so you can do like a harvest one, or let's see what's coming up, Valentine's Day one on one side, and then instead of having to redo, wipe it off and redo it, you can do like St. Patrick's Day. Let's see, I think St. Patrick's Day is after Valentine's Day, something to that effect on the other side, or Easter, or whatever you'd like to do. The third thing I want to show you guys is you don't have to use the Chalk Couture surfaces. I'm going to show you a little box. I've already prepped it. This was just a wooden box, old cigar box that was given to me. I used chalk paint, painted it all white. I waxed the chalk paint just to give it a smoother finish, and it makes pulling the transfers off much easier. So I used the Minwax finishing paste. Chalk Couture has its own, but they were back order, so that one works just as well. And how I prepped this surface is I did the chalk paint, I waxed it, but I also went over it in Mod Podge so I can reuse this surface since I closed the pores. Because if you do things on a surface that is porous, the chalk will sink in and it won't be reusable, or it'll leave a shadowing effect from the last transfer. So this is a little box I was going to make for Raylyn for her room to store all her little goodies and trinkets in, because if y'all know my daughter, you know that she likes collecting little things. Let me just close that since I'm done with the blue. Make sure my squeegee's clean. With this one, I'm going to do two colors. So I'm going to be using the Believe in Yourself here, and this transfer I did not, it's brand new, I haven't even peeled the backing off of it, so I'm going to show you how to fuzz that, or what fuzzing looks like. Chalk Couture has its own fuzzing blanket, but a clean kitchen dish rag will work just as well. So you want to put that down, pull your transfer off, and we fuzz them up because you don't want it completely sticking to your work. I had tried one prior to, and I didn't wax my surface. So that's really fuzzy, so I'm only going to do that one time. And you can kind of tell based off the fuzz and how your transfer feels when you pull it up, how sticky it is for the project you're working on. So I'm just going to center that on the box here. And I'm going to press out to get all the bubbles out of the letters. It's okay if the edges don't stick down because you're not pushing chalk to the edges, just in the silk screen transfer here. And I'm going to want to use pink because she likes that color, and this shimmer gold color. It's really pretty, a little shimmery. So I have a VIP group that I will be sharing every week different surfaces that you can chalk, make reusable. They don't have to be the Chalk Couture surfaces, but those ones are the easiest ones to reuse, clean up, and reuse them multiple, forever. So let's start with the pink. Again, I'm going to just get a little bit since I'm only doing some of the letters. And Chalk Couture does have smaller squeegees, which would be easier to use for doing smaller portions or letters, but I don't have that at the moment, so I'm just going to be extremely careful here. By just going over the letters, I want to be in pink. And you don't want the chalk to dry before you pull the transfer, so you have to be kind of quick. And see, I got a little glob in the middle there. I'm just going to wipe that up and away from the letters. I don't want pink. I want them gold. So make sure your squeegee is nice and cleaned off. And like I said, you can get multiple, which would make the process much, much easier. Let's dry this. And then use our gold to finish these letters here. I want to be careful not to drag the paint through my gold, since I was a little sloppy with it. Probably should slow down. I didn't want my video extra long, because who really wants to watch a long video? In case you do. All right. That now, oh, I'm going to pull my transfer up here. And as you can see, I got a little smudge on the side there, so I'm just going to take a little wet cloth and wipe that up. It has dried a little bit, but because I made this a reusable surface, look how pretty that came out. And this is just a wooden box that I prepped. The product I showed you earlier of the Hugs and Kisses on the wood sticks, I didn't make a reusable surface, but the chalk, when it's still wet, is pretty easy to wipe off. If you can't get it all off, you can also sand it a little bit and refinish it, which makes it nice. I have a VIP group that every week I will be going over a different surface and how to chalk that and new ideas. For example, Ryland's 8 years old, and she made this heart for her teacher for Valentine's Day, and she's going to do more of them for the kids class to pass out for Valentine's Day, since they're going back to school.